Hey, it's Coach M here. Typically on this channel, I talk about parenting teenagers. But today, this video is for you if you're a new parent, a parent of a toddler, or if you have school-age children, teenagers, or young adults. I'm going to show you the #1 strategy for being an amazing parent. If you can master this strategy, it will completely change everything for you. Not just in your parenting journey, but in every single one of your relationships. If you could do me a huge favor and hit that subscribe button for me, that would be wonderful. I'm on a mission to get these powerful tools and strategies on this channel into as many people's hands as possible. My goal is to help everyone live from their best self. And of course, as you know, every subscribe button pushed, every like button pushed, and every comment helps YouTube's algorithm get this content out in front of more people. Thank you. Okay, have you been in a situation where your child has done something or isn't doing something you think they should, and you feel frustrated, annoyed, disappointed, sad, or angry? It could be a newborn not sleeping through the night, or a toddler constantly having meltdowns, or an older child not doing well in school. If you're a parent, this has most definitely happened to you many, many times. And at first glance, you might think that your child's behavior is causing your emotional state, the frustration, irritation, sadness, or anger that you feel. But what if I told you this wasn't true at all? Now, on a surface level, you could say that your child not behaving the way that you want them to is causing you to feel frustrated, upset, angry. But you and I both know that we are in charge of our feelings, and no one can cause us to feel any certain way unless we allow it, right? So, when we examine our feelings of frustration, annoyance, anger on a deeper level, we begin to see that these feelings are triggered when certain situations occur. But the situation is only the trigger. It's not the cause of the feelings. Basically, there are two types of triggers, external and internal. External triggers are people, places, things, situations, events, and internal triggers come from our psyche, our conditioning, from our childhood, our beliefs, biases, our experiences, and memories. What we have to understand is the external trigger does not exist without an internal trigger. Meaning, if my child gets caught cheating in class and I feel angry and disappointed, the external trigger is my child cheating, but the internal trigger causes me to feel angry and disappointed. So think about it for a moment. External situations can't cause us to feel any particular way. It's the thoughts that we choose to have about the external situation that makes us feel the way we do. That's why two different people experiencing the exact same thing can have different reactions and different emotions. It's because of what each person thinks about the external situation that determines their reactions and emotions. For instance, you have two parents who have a toddler melting down in the store. One parent may get very upset, embarrassed, and feel disappointed with their toddler, resulting in scolding their child, while the other parent realizes the child is tired and needs to rest. So they decide to go home and do their shopping on another day. The situation is the same for each parent, but what each parent chooses to think about the situation determines their feelings and their actions. In this example, the parent who felt very upset, embarrassed, and disappointed was triggered by the external situation, which is the meltdown, because of an internal trigger. Again, the internal trigger is the thoughts or beliefs that are causing the emotion. In this case, perhaps it comes from an expectation that this parent has of themselves to cook and have dinner ready before their spouse gets home. Or perhaps it's stemming from a deeper place, maybe a belief that they don't believe that they're good enough unless they get everything done on their checklist. Or it could be as deep as remembering as a child how their parent put a lot of emphasis on being productive and staying busy all the time. So the key here is when you feel triggered by an external event, you'll want to determine what the internal trigger is. Once we know why we're being triggered internally, then we can start to question and challenge it. The #1 strategy for being an amazing parent, and quite frankly, an amazing person in your life, is to find and shift your internal triggers. I'm going to be really honest with you. This is not an easy task. It requires commitment, dedication, and deep intention to start this process. But I will guarantee you that if you are willing to acknowledge your internal triggers and start processing through them, your life will change forever. Your relationships will become deeper, richer, more fulfilling, and engaging, especially the relationship you have with your children. You'll begin to feel more joy, more compassion, more contentment with the ups and downs of life. This really is the key to changing everything for yourself. Okay, so how do we find the internal triggers when an external trigger happens? We first need to recognize the exact feelings that we're experiencing. If you become sad because your child leaves the house and doesn't say goodbye, you first want to become aware of the sad feeling. Or if your child doesn't remember to pick up after themselves and you feel angry and upset, you'll first need to recognize your feeling of anger and frustration. Awareness of the emotion helps us identify what's causing it. Next, you'll ask the question, what is this emotion trying to teach me about myself in this moment? This is one of the best questions that we can ask ourselves because it helps us turn the lens inward and shine the light on what is truly going on inside of us. It helps us see the unhealed parts of ourselves. Remember, every emotion is showing up to teach you something about yourself. It's not about the other person. It's not about the situation. It's about you. Your beliefs, your thoughts, your expectations, not anyone else. When you're searching for your internal triggers, it helps to take some deep breaths and really try to center yourself if you can. If the emotion you're feeling is too intense, go to your freezer or your ice maker and pull out 2 ice cubes. Put 1 in each hand and squeeze them for as long as you can stand it. Do this a few times until the emotion subsides and it's not so intense. Then you'll want to ask yourself the following questions in a very open, curious way without any judgment, and allow the answers to come to you. Which of my needs are not being met in this situation? Do I feel unheard, disrespected, misunderstood, unimportant? Have one of my values been compromised? How might I be contributing to this emotion? You might be making the emotion stronger, possibly by the thoughts that you're having about the situation. So stay open to what answers come to you when asking this question. Next question, what might the other person be feeling and trying to accomplish? This may be hard at first and your brain will resist, but close your eyes and put yourself in the other person's shoes and try to see the situation from their viewpoint. Rarely are other people purposely trying to hurt us. They're usually trying to get one of their needs met, especially our children. Remember, most people do not intentionally make an effort to hurt people they care about. So listen to what answers you get for this question. It may surprise you. Next question, is this triggering a core belief I have about myself? Feeling unimportant, unworthy, not good enough. Almost every negative emotion shows up because of the way we feel about ourselves, because of a core belief that we have about us. And oftentimes it usually stems from our childhood. So think about what the external trigger is bringing up for you. Does the situation mimic something that happened in your childhood? The way you felt back then, the way you were treated by certain people, maybe your parents, grandparents, teachers, or other kids. Take time to examine previous times when you felt these same emotions that you're feeling now. And look for possible patterns and stay open to anything that comes to you. Examining our core beliefs will help reveal the deeper truth behind the emotion. Next question, is this feeling a buildup of different or previous situations? Asking this question will help you see if the emotion has been festering from previous situations, where you felt the same emotion but stuffed it down or numbed it away, and it's now showing up again. Either with the same person or people or a similar situation that triggers the emotion that again was already bubbling inside of you. Asking these questions will help you find your internal triggers, and once you're aware of them, then you'll want to challenge the thoughts and beliefs causing them. When we can challenge our thoughts in a curious, non-judgmental way, we allow space for healing to take place. Space for us to shift out of getting triggered to begin with. We learn that we don't have to react from the wounded internal part of us, that we can actually start to heal those areas within ourselves, which helps us to show up present and whole with our children, our partner, our parents, our friends, and our loved ones. We're no longer playing the victim, blaming our children for our bad mood, not creating healthy boundaries, or treating others from a damaged part of our spirit. This is the key to becoming an amazing parent. It starts with us healing our deepest inner wounds. If you'd like more help getting started, just click on the link below and I'll send you some great tools and self-reflective activities that help you identify your internal triggers and stop them from controlling your life. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you want to see more videos like it, be sure to hit that subscribe button down below and click on the bell icon to get notified when I upload a new video. And I upload videos every week. I hope that you have a fantastic day, and I'll see you in the next video.